Give a few minutes here. And I'm going to put on here, sharing is caring. Please, when you get this, come on, share the information. That way you can let others have this information as well. I want to make sure that I put this out there, as well as to let you know this is Words of Encouragement from Trina Brown Speaks. I'm excited because this been an encouragement for me. It actually have allowed me to increase my faith even the more. And so I'm going to set my camera up a little bit more closely so I can see you, and so that we can talk a little bit tonight. I have also been looking to invite a couple. Click the button. And so tonight I want to talk to you about your faith and how to exercise your faith, and to live the abundance life, to live your best life, I should say. There's been some obstacles that come and some things that come in people's life, and you try to keep yourself to the point where you're wondering, Lord, what do I do? Or how do I get to this place? And so I want to encourage you tonight that you can have your best life. And you have to increase your faith. And so I'm excited to let you know that once you have increased your faith and believe God, then things will happen that you didn't expect to happen. Doors will open that you didn't expect to open. And so tonight is just a little bit about me letting you know that you can do it, you can make it, you can and get to this point in your life where you can say, I got this. And so thanks for coming on, Brent. But I want to encourage you, because the things that we have to understand is that faith is something that you have to exercise. It's like a muscle. It's like faith is something that you have to constantly increase on. You can't just start it and just put it to the side. It's always something that's going on to make you elevate your faith, increase your faith the more. Once you increase your faith, the more you start to look into going into different avenues. Like, for example, increasing your faith will make you want to open up your own business. When you believe in yourself, and like I talked about last night, I want to talk about how do I increase my faith and yet keep going on to pursue my passion or my purpose. And so when you increase your faith, it allows you to see that you're bigger than what your circumstances is. It allows you to move into a different realm of things. And so what I want to tell you tonight is that you have to believe in yourself. Once you start to believe in yourself and trust you to make the difference and impact your life, then it allows you to see yourself in a different way. And so what does faith do? What do faith do for me? I can only talk about me, but I want to encourage you as I talk about me. What faith does for me, it allows me to see myself in a different way. It allows me to see the opportunities or the potential to do things that I never thought about doing, because I'm increasing my faith. And once you increase your faith daily, it allows you to see yourself in a different realm. It actually lets you see the man in the mirror, as Michael would say. When you look at that person, do you like what you see, or do you want to change? And sometimes faith does, when you increase your faith, it actually propels you to change. It actually allows you to go and see yourself in a different way. And so as you come on, please share this information, but I want to allow you to see yourself different. I want you to see yourself in a way that you didn't expect to see yourself, or in a way that others might look at you a little different. Because once you start to increase your faith, you're starting to increase your ability to do things that you didn't think you could do. And so that's what walking by faith means. That's what living your abundant life means. That's what's living your best life. When you live your best life, you're actually saying, I'm increasing my faith. I'm doing something different. I'm doing something that's uniquely different for me. And so that's what I want to encourage you on. I want you to look at yourself and say, I can do this. I can see things that in myself that I didn't see before. It's just like my mom used to tell me years ago, baby, keep living. You'll see things different as the older you get. And I start to see that, but I also see my faith in myself increase. Where is your faith at tonight? And so the book talks about that. I had so many different things that I talked about, but also there's other co-authors in this book that talked about their personal experience, how they went from a tragedy to being triumphant, how they went through some life situations where they had to trust God. They had to trust in him to make their situation different. And so when you look at your situation, you have to look at it and say, I'm going to look at it and see the difference. I'm going to see what I can do. It's just like, when we ask the government or ask someone to make a change, what are you doing to make that change? What are you doing to increase your faith so you can do it? And so walking by faith, that is something that's unique and that you have to do. You have to have faith to walk things out. You have to have faith to trust and believe in yourself. And so faith is just like when you first go on a job interview and you're believing that you're going to get the job and you have faith, you're building your faith up and that knowing that you're going to get that position. That's what kind of faith you have to have. You have to have, sometimes I remember someone say, you have radical faith. Radical faith meaning that I believe that the impossible can happen. I believe that I can move a mountain no matter what. You're trusting the outcome no matter what. And so the systems are having, my system will keep going in and out, but bear with me. I trust God that I know that something is good going to happen. And so that's what faith is. So when you purchase the book, please go on to www.TrinaBrownSpeaks.com and purchase your book. And for those that have already purchased the book, thank you very much. I really, truly appreciate it. And when I see you personally, I will autograph the book for you. And so what is going on right now is God is propelling us and changing us to have faith. We as a country, we as a nation have looking for solutions. And so we're looking for things to happen in our life and looking for things to go on. And he's like, where's your faith? Are you walking by faith? Are you trusting God to make things happen? Are you just looking at what man can do? So when I wrote my chapters in the book, I talked about a storm, having faith in the midst of a storm. And a lot of people are going through storms. And I'm going to continue to emphasize on this particular chapter because life brings us storms. Living life brings you situations that make you wonder, what did I do or how do I get there? And so what happens is you have to have faith to believe that you're going to make it to the other side. It's just like in the book about talking about Moses in the Bible. Moses had faith to believe that he was going to cross the Red Sea. And so when you have a obstacle in front of you and you don't understand how you're going to get to the other side, but you know that you have to get there, you have faith in believing that God is going to give you the ability and the strength to make it to the other side. And so tonight, I want to encourage you and let you know that you can and you will make it to the other side. You have to believe in yourself. You have to say to yourself, I can do this. I can do all things that is possible because I trust God. I trust God enough to say that my life is not going to be the same anymore. I trust God to say that I will have that income that I need. I trust God to say that I will be getting married. I trust God to say that my husband and my children will be healthy. I trust God. That's the ability. That's the beauty, I should say, of having faith. The beauty of having faith is that you can propel or change a situation that wasn't there before. You can change the obstacle that's ahead of you. You can change situations and make it better because you have the faith and the belief in yourself. Once you have the faith and the belief in yourself, it allows you to change your circumstances. It allows you to change your situation. And so what I'm telling you tonight is change the way you think. One of my friends wrote this in her book. She says, and I'm going to read this to you. It says, you control your thoughts. Your thoughts determine your actions. Your actions create your life. If you want to live your best life, You have to change certain things. You have to take control and believe God. You have to be able to say, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. This is where I'm going. And so you have to be able to say that I'm going to change because I want the best. You have to be determined enough to believe God for the impossible. You have to be determined enough to believe that you can make the change. We are looking at the elections coming up. And the elections in November. And so we're encouraging everyone to go and vote, go vote, go vote. But you have to believe that your vote counts. You have to believe that your situation will change based off of your vote. You have to believe that the obstacle that is ahead of you will move when you start to have faith and trust God. Excuse me. You have to believe God that everything that is ahead of you will change because your faith is moving you to a new direction. And so I'm telling you tonight that your faith has called you to another level. Your faith is actually telling you, get prepared to walk into your purpose. Your faith is telling you it's time. And so we're at a season where we're looking for man, but God said, I'm looking for you. And so we got 3 more months before the year is out. 3 more months before things start to change for 2019. Have you took the time to evaluate where you at in your faith so that you can walk with boldness in your faith and say, God, I trust you that I'll be successful. I trust you that things will be different for me. And so when you start walking by faith, you start to you actually proclaim and demand, do a declaration saying that this is where I'm at. This is what I believe. And so your faith starts to give you the boldness to declare and to claim that things are going to be different than what it was in 2018. So what I'm telling you now, we have 3 more months in this year. And in this year, I'm asking you to increase your faith. Buy the book. Live your best life by faith, by walking by faith. Living your best life in 2019. How do I do that, Trina? You start to look at your situation, examine the situation, and start to walk it out. Walk by faith. Walk by faith to say, God, I don't see where I'm going. I don't understand why things are changing, but I trust you enough. I was under the weather all day today. And I said, now, Lord, I have to do my Facebook Live. I have to go on. This is my 3rd day. And I was really sick. I mean, to the point where I could not hardly hold my head up. And I said, now, God, I have to get on Facebook Live. I had faith enough to believe. And this is just me talking to you tonight, being able to explain to you where I'm at, because I know a lot of people doing a lot of things. And if you go on, and please come on and replay this, because it's going to encourage you, because I was to the point where I did not know if I was going to be able to do a Facebook Live, but I trust God enough. I had enough faith and belief that he was going to give me the strength that I needed to come on and do my Facebook Live. That's what faith does for you. Sometimes you have to see yourself in that position and say, God, no matter what. And literally, I was sick to the point where I could not hold my head up. But I look at myself now and I'm like, okay, within the last 12 hours, I was sick. I mean, thought I was going to have to go to the emergency room, but I knew that I had to get on Facebook Live because I made a vow to God that I was going to do 7 days of a Facebook Live tour. And this is what you do when you're at a point of being walking by faith. You be challenged. You have obstacles. You have things that come to kind of distract you or deter you from doing what you need to do. But I'm telling you tonight, my distractions was for me to go forward. My distraction, because I was sick, I didn't understand why I got sick. I just had a virus. And so, hello, Miss Toll. And so I just knew that I had to get on here to encourage someone else. In the midst of you walking by faith, you also are allowing others to see your faith walk, because this is what we do. We know that we have faith, but we have to allow others to see us in our faith. We have to allow others to see us walk through faith, because they'll say, well, I remember when she didn't have, or I remember when she was without a job, or I remember when she was homeless. And so when you start to build your faith and start walking in your faith, you start to see yourself different as others will see you different, because this is how we're supposed to be helpers one to another. We're supposed to allow our faith to show a light unto the world. And so when you have faith, you are starting to increase your ability to let others see where you at. And so I'm asking you to come on and share this information, because I want to encourage you that 12 hours ago, less than 20 minutes, really, about 30 minutes ago, I was barely able to walk. I was barely able to get, but I believed and I had enough faith that I was going to get on here and talk to you tonight about faith and about how to walk through faith. And so I'm living my best life. Yes. But am I walking by faith? I trust God to get up off my couch and get myself cleaned up and dust off everything and say, it's time for me to come on and encourage someone else. That's what faith is all about. When you walk through faith, you don't see certain things. You ain't going to see the obstacles, but you're going to know that you have to make it through it. And so what I'm telling you tonight is that you have to be able to say, I'm going to do this. Dust yourself off. If you lost a job, get back up and clean off that resume, fix that resume up and say, I'm going to get a new job. I have the faith and belief in myself that God's going to send me to the right company. If you are launching your own business, to have enough faith in yourself to say, God, I'm going to create this website. I'm going to get new clients. I'm going to have my, like my sister online here, I'm going to have my line of business for my clothing line. So you have to have enough faith to walk when you don't even know that you can walk. I literally physically could not walk almost an hour ago. I was stumped over, but I said, now look, God, I need to go on here and do my Facebook Live. I have to encourage people. This is what walking by faith means. Sometimes you have to be that character. You have to be that person. You have to go. And like I used to talk about when I minister, you're the first partaker of the situation. And so when I increase my ability to get up and say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do my Facebook Live, my son was like, well, you're going to go up and do that. You've been sick all day. I had to, because I had to exercise my faith. I trust God enough. If I trust him through my sickness, I can trust him going to get a job. I can trust him through going to my next level. I literally was at the point that I said, well, I think I need to go to the emergency room. I told him that, and he's like, are you serious? And I said, well, I don't know. Something is going on. But sometime God will bring a situation in your life to make you trust him, to make you walk by faith. And so I'm coming on to talk to you tonight because I had to literally pull myself up. I was literally sick. And I said, now I have to get on and do my third day. And it remind me of the third day when Jesus rose. I was at the point, Deborah, where I could not even hold my head up off my pillow less than an hour ago. But I knew I had to get myself together. And so that's why I'm talking about faith. You have to be able to have radical faith to say, in spite of what's going on with me, in spite of what my business is going through, in spite of what I see, I have faith to say I can make it. I trust myself. I believe in myself enough to say that this is what's going to happen. And so that's what I talk about in this book. I talk about going through having faith when you're in the midst of a storm. Have you ever been in a storm where you don't know the wind is blowing, rain is coming, and you don't know if you're going to be able to go to the next level? You don't even know if you're going to make it to the exit. And sometimes you have to merge off the side of the road. Sometimes I've been in storms here in North Carolina where I have seen people literally pull over on the side of the road. That don't mean that they're stopping, but they're building up their faith to keep going. Sometimes you might have to pull over in a situation, pull over or put certain things to the side. But that doesn't mean that God don't want you to keep having your faith and trusting that you're going to get to your destination. You have to be able to say, no matter what I'm going through, I'm going to get to my destination. So as the storm comes, you might have to put your hazard lights on. You might have to put your high beam on if you're going through fog. Whatever you have to do to adjust your situation to get to the other side, adjust it. Make the necessary changes that you need to make so you can get to that other side, because your faith is about your belief. How do you believe in yourself? Do you trust yourself to be able to have the opportunity to make it to the next level? Do you trust yourself? Because sometimes we look at ourselves and we look at failure. We look at mistakes. We look at what someone else said about us. But what are you saying about yourself? Do you believe in yourself? I use Muhammad Ali a lot in a lot of my Facebook Live. I talk about him because one thing about Muhammad Ali, he believed in himself. One thing about Muhammad Ali, he said he was the greatest. And so he got it to the point where he kept saying it, kept encouraging himself. It's just like in the Bible, David kept encouraging himself. In the midst of your storm, you have to encourage yourself and say, I am the greatest. I am going to have a successful business. I am going to be an entrepreneur. I am going to own that house. I am going to do. So when you start to increase your faith, you start walking in boldness. You start believing more that you can make it over any obstacle. Whatever come your way, you'll be able to make it through. Like I said, I was to the point where I literally had a headache all day. I was sick. My sinuses was bothering me. I didn't know if I needed to go to the emergency room, but I said, God, I got my Facebook Live tonight. And so I was late coming on, but I trusted God that I was going to be able to come on. I believed in myself that I was going to have enough strength. Now, that's talking about walking by faith. I'm walking by faith because that's what this book is about. Is to encourage others how to go through their obstacles, go through their situations, go through divorces, go through a loss of children, go through losing a loved one, and having faith and believing God that he's going to allow you to make it to the end. I talk about my sister in my book. And so I talk about how I had to transition myself. And so when you get to a point of making transition, it makes you come back and adjust your thinking. You start to look at yourself different and say, well, can I do this? Will I be able to do this? Because it starts to make you have faith in God. Because once you start to have faith in God or have faith in even yourself and believing in yourself, you start to see things different. You start to see the obstacle and say, oh, I can do that. I can make it over the hurdles. I remember when I was in high school, and a lot of people, I love track and field, and they would go over the hurdles. And some people would knock the hurdles down, and some people would make it over the hurdles. And my cousin, Kevin Walker, was an excellent runner. And so he ran track, and I know several other people that ran track. And so the thing about it is that you had to lift yourself up to go over. Sometimes you have to lift yourself up in your faith to be able to go over the hurdle. Sometimes you have to believe in yourself even so that you can propel over that hurdle. So when you get to it, you don't clip it with the back of your foot, because the first leg will go over perfectly, but it's the back leg. It's that thing that your past mistakes, those issues that will make you stumble over the hurdle. So if you don't lift your back leg up, you won't make it over the hurdle. You won't clear it. And so certain things in your past will try to clip you and keep you from going over your hurdle or keep you from getting through that obstacle. And so what you have to do is say, I can do this. Where's your faith at tonight? Do you have enough faith to believe that you can make that business run without a problem? Do you have enough faith to believe that you're going to have be able to purchase that house? Do you have enough faith to believe that your children will be successful? Do you have enough faith in yourself? That's what we need to encourage each other. Iron sharpens iron. And that's what we have to get to a place. Our country needs each other, not to be back talking or slashing each other. We have to have enough faith in each other and say, I got your back. I was listening to Bishop Jakes the other day, and he was talking about how when you're in the military, when you are a soldier, you don't look at discrimination. You don't look at who that person is. And he's a white man with his uniform on, or a black man or Asian, whatever. You look at, that's my brother. That's that's a soldier. That's a partner. He's going to cover my back. And so what I'm trying to tell you is that you have to have enough faith in yourself that we're going to help each other through this race. We're going to help each other through this process. Even in our country where we need each other to get through these obstacles, get through these situations, you have to have enough faith in yourself. And so walking by faith, that means you're going to have enough faith to believe you can do it. That's what I want to tell you tonight. You can do it. You have the ability to change the outcome. I read earlier, and I'm going to read this one more time, that one of my friends had posted in her book. She wrote a book, and her chapter said, you're in control of your thoughts. Take and think about this now. You're in control of your thoughts. Your thoughts determine your action. How you think about yourself make you do things different. When you're in control of your thoughts, it determines your action, how you're going to do things, how you're going to handle it. And so your action creates your life. How do I live my best life? By determining and changing my thoughts, doing things different than what I did before, having the faith and belief in myself. So what I'm saying to you tonight is let your actions create your life. Let your actions be able to control your situation so that way you can live your best life. Living your best life means that I'm doing something that I was not used to or something that I didn't think I could do. That's what living your best life is about. You're doing something that you didn't see yourself doing. And I have my friend Deborah on here, and I have other people that have been on here. And did you see yourself 10 years ago being an inventor? Did you see yourself 10, 15 years ago as a writer? That's what living your best life is. But in the midst of it, you lived your best life, but you had faith in yourself that it was going to happen. You had faith to believe that this was going to happen. And so just like myself, I had faith, and I have faith to believe that things are going to work out the way it needs to, because I want to impact the nation. I want to create something that other people will be able to say, this was what Trina Brown did. This is what she left for her children or her son or her family. This is how she impacted the nation. This is what you do. You create an atmosphere for change by walking by faith. You believing in yourself. And so, like I said, my chapters in my book, it talks about walking in purpose. It says walking into your purpose by faith. How do I do that? How do you walk in purpose into your purpose with faith? You start believing in yourself. Believe in the impossible. Believe that you can do it. Only you can do it. Because if you believe that you can do it, you'll start moving towards it. Believe that you can move to that situation or change that situation like no one else would do. Because when you have a mindset that only you can do it, that means no one else will be able to do it but you. And so the thing I want to leave with you tonight, please, and I thank you, Deborah, and other ones that have come on and purchased the book. I did that earlier, but also I want to encourage people to get the book. Learn how to live your best life. How do I do that? I have to have faith. I have to believe in myself. I have to be able to say, I can do this. I tell people all the time, do affirmations. Every morning, I take my peppermint oil and I do affirmations. I encourage myself to make it through the day. I believe God enough to have the energy, the ability to make it through the day. Now, not saying that things won't happen like today. I was sick. But at the end, right at the last hour before I got ready to do my Facebook Live, I had the energy and the ability to come on. And so I might look all dolled up, but let me tell you, it was a fight. It was a struggle, but I had faith. I believed that I could do it. And so it's just like I had to press my way to get to this point. And so when you get to a point in your life that you can't see your way out, you have to believe that God didn't bring you to the door to not open it for you. You have to believe that he didn't bring you to that point in your life that he can't allow you to get through it. So sometimes you don't have to ask him, the old song was, Lord, help me climb this mountain. No, move the mountain out the way. Let the mountain go. Let me get to my destination. Let me get to where I need to go. But in doing that, I have to have faith. Have faith in yourself. Encourage someone this week. Encourage, like I said, these next 7 days, you start to question yourself. Start to have faith in yourself. Believe that you can do something that no one else can do. Start to tell yourself, I can do this. We can do this. Because see, you're not alone. Sometimes we think that we can't do certain things because you don't know how to contact the right people. So you have to start exercising your faith by saying, God, send me to who I need to, and have enough belief in yourself that you can do it. Believe in yourself that you can go and speak to Congress, or believe in yourself that you can become the next senator. Believe in yourself that you can become that person that you need to be, because once you believe in yourself, then you'll be able to help others believe in themselves. And so tonight, I just wanted to encourage you. And I see my friend Mike Fridley just came on. And so I believed in him. He ran for a sheriff of my hometown. And so when he ran for sheriff, he believed in himself. And this is what about I talk about faith. You have to have enough faith to believe in yourself to say, I can make a change. I can do this. And so this is what this book is about. Living your best life and walking by faith, believing in the impossible so the possible can happen. That way you can say, it wasn't me. My faith got me there. My belief in myself got me there. I believe that God gave me this. I believed in myself enough to say, I am successful. I will be successful. I shall have what I need to run a business. I shall have employees working for me. These are the things that's walking by faith. That is the beauty of it is we've been walking by faith all along. Sometimes we just don't know how to put a stamp on and say, this is what it was. But you always daily walk by faith. When you go out your house to go to work, you're walking by faith because you're having faith that you're going to come back in that house. You're having a belief and faith that God is going to allow you to come back home. So that's what faith is about. The small things. When you start growing in the small things in your faith, in your level of walk of faith, then it starts to allow you to move into bigger things. It says, be faithful over the little things, so he'll make you ruler over the big things. So when you start seeing yourself saying, yeah, I got this. I got 5 employees. Now you got 5, and now you're looking to do 15 employees. So where do you see yourself at tonight? Where do you see yourself in living your best life? Are you living your best life that you can move and actually allow others to come up? Are you living your best life that you can make a change in your community, in your family? Are you living your best life that people will see and say, I remember her back in the day and she was going through that. Or I remember him back in the day and he was going through this. Did your life or did your situation change that people see you now and say, it had to be something that he did? Then you can talk about your business. Then you can talk about what you have been doing. What are you doing to show others that you're living your best life? You live your best life every day, but sometimes we don't put that title on it. So tonight, I want to encourage you. Please go and purchase the book. If you have not purchased the book, please go to www.trinabrownspeaks.com and purchase your book. Thank you for those that have already purchased, and thank you for sharing. I encourage you to share this message because I want to impart, but then we got 3 months left. These next 3 months, build your faith up so you can walk into 2019 saying, I am going to be this. I am going to be that business owner. I am going to write that book. Increase your faith in the next 3 months and see what God does for you. Increase your faith in the next 3 months and see the obstacles move out the way and see the blessings come through the door. That's what this book is about. The timing of it is perfect because it's like we're at a place in our life right now that we need faith. We have to have faith. We have to believe in something because if you don't believe in that, you'll fall for anything. And it's like, I believe in myself. If you don't believe in yourself, who will? If you don't believe in your family, who will? And so I just want to come on and encourage you, believe in yourself, walk by faith, walk to the point where you would say, I can, I will, I shall have these things that God promised me. That's what walking by faith is. You want to live your best life? Exercise your faith. Stretch it out. Do something that you never thought you could do. That's living your best life. When you start, it's just like a rubber band. When you pull that rubber band, you know it's going to bounce back. But when you start pulling it to the point where it can't go any further, that means you're stretching it out. Stretch out your faith. Believe and trust God for something that you never thought you would. Because once you do that, it will increase your faith. It will allow you to move up in your faith. And so that's what stretching and exercising your faith is. Yes, we all want to live our best life, but we have to walk by faith. You have to trust God enough to say, I can do this. Increase your faith tonight. The next 3 months, look at yourself, examine yourself and say, this is what I want to do. This is how I'm going to make a change. This is how I'm going to impact my nation. This is what I want to do. Start looking at the community you live in. And one thing about it, I remember back in the day when I was growing up in West Virginia, we knew our neighbors. I knew who my neighbors were. I know my neighbors now. But you have to be able to the point where you increase your faith enough that people will see the difference that you're making in your community. Are you willing to make some changes? Are you willing to do some things that you never thought about doing? Increase your faith. And so I thank you for coming on. Like I said, I was a little under the weather. Continue to pray for me. I have been so sick to the point where I didn't think I was going to come on tonight, but I was determined. I was truly, truly determined to come on here because it's something when you walk by faith. It's something when you trust God. It's something when you say, I can do this, no matter what my situation is, no matter what I've been going through or how someone look at me. I have enough faith and belief that God is going to let things happen in my life. And so I want to thank you for coming on. Please share this information. Please encourage other people to let them know they can make it. By living your best life, walking by faith, you can make it. Increase your faith. Increase your faith tonight. Do the things that you didn't think that you could do. Move in areas of your life that you didn't see yourself doing. Because once you do that, you start to motivate yourself to do something even more. Because when you start adding on to your faith, you start allowing yourself to see yourself different. And I just want to encourage you, if there's anything that I can do to help you be the best person you can be, inbox me. Let me know. If it's something that I can do to help you live your best life by walking by faith, let me know. But I want you to know that I got your back. I will help you, support you through walking through faith, because this thing is something that is bigger than you. Your purpose is bigger than you. And living your best life means that you have to walk by faith. You have to believe in the impossible. So thank you again for coming on. I wanted to be brief. Like I said, I have been sick, but I thank God that I was able to come on and speak to you tonight, encourage you tonight to let you know that you can make it. Walking by faith is not just something that you have to do. It's a daily exercise. It's something that you must do. And when you do it, it allows you to increase your ability to take yourself to the next level. So I want to thank you again for coming on. Thank you for purchasing your book and also helping you to increase your faith. Let me know how I can be a blessing to you. Thank you for coming on and watching Trina Brown Speak. And I am so excited for these next 4 days. I'll see you all in Kansas City at the launching of the book, the reveal of the book. And so I'm excited for that. So that will be a live moment. But thank you again for coming on. I'm so excited for the opportunity to share my way of how I live my best life and walk by faith. Have a blessed and wonderful evening.